Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Amateur Hour Sports for another NBA offseason stream here. It is Thursday, September 5th, 2024, and I'm coming at you live from my parents' house. Not my normal setup here. I'm at my parents' house as I am yearly for a couple of weeks as they get to go on vacation, and I take care of their dog because their dog is not suitable for a Toronto apartment, which is where I typically live. So when I come here, I bring as much of the equipment as I can to make it, acceptable. Honestly, for streams, the microphone is going to be the same, so it probably still it's going to sound the exact same. But lighting, background are not going to be quite as good as normal. So please bear with me for this one. I will be returning home on September 14th. What day is that? 14th is a Saturday. So you won't see any content back in my apartment until the 16th. Anyways, back in my apartment for you guys on the 16th for a video. But appreciate everyone hanging out with me today. As you can see from the title, what do we got on the menu for today? We're going to be going through the Eastern Conference. I know I said NBA over-under picks. We're going to do the Eastern Conference today. We will do the Western Conference another time, but I'll be going through all of the Eastern Conference teams in the NBA, looking at their over-unders and picking which side I would go for said over-under. We're going to be going through, we've been going through already, point guards, shooting guards, small forwards. Well, now we're going to be doing the power forwards and ranking every starting power forward in the NBA going into next season. We're going to be talking a little bit about Chris Bosh and his departure from the Raptors all these years later because it came up in a recent interview that he did. So we're going to revisit that and whatever we have along the way as well from you guys. I will answer questions from the chat. So please send them in. Please get active like Sumaya, Tom Graham, and Winner One joining me in the chat for this one today, as well as Nick Killer, Reggie Miller, a.k.a. Thomas Perry. Thank you so much. He's one of the members as well. New set just for a couple weeks. As I was explaining earlier, I'm at my parents' house. I'm house/dog sitting for a couple weeks. So this is temporary. It's also not a very great setup, but I'll be back in my normal setup, which I really like, again, in a week and a half. So we shall get there. How y'all doing? I missed a couple streams in a row. Last Thursday, I was bringing all my stuff over here, so I missed the Thursday stream as a result. On Tuesday, I was in office, and I did not get home until late, so I wasn't able to stream. I was in office in Toronto. Go figure. I live in Toronto, so when I rarely go into office, but when I do, I'm in Toronto and I can walk there. I'm not in Toronto right now, so I did not walk there. It took a long time, so wasn't able to stream today, but happy to be here today. We got Tom's parents saying, loving life, watching a lot of Fever basketball. Yeah, I've, what sports have I been really diving into? It's been, obviously, it's September, so things might start to ramp up for the NBA. I've been watching, I watched darts all throughout the year. That's been good this year. Probably the best it's been this year. Little bit of baseball here and there. The Jays are, the Jays started to make a little bit of a comeback. They are starting to sell a little bit more now. But Jays are selling a bit, but watching them, Premier League just started up, which is great. And the big one, ladies and gentlemen, the big one. Tonight's the night. The NFL is back, baby. I am so excited, man. I'm so excited. I love the NFL. I watch every NFL game. Well, to be fair, Thursday, Monday, Sunday night I watch. During the 1 and 4 p.m.s on Sunday Eastern time, I'm watching Red Zone. I'm quad boxing. I got Red Zone in one screen, 3 other games in the other quad box. I bought an Apple TV. The little thing you should know. Apple TV supports multi-stream or what's it called? Multiplex, whatever it is. So you can do 4 different games at once on the same app. So for Premier League, it's clutch because I have Fubo. For NFL, it's clutch. I actually need to get my NFL subscription because I don't have DAZN right now. I think I have to re-up that. But I have TSN, so I'll be able to watch the game today. But Sunday, I'll have to figure that out. Anyways, I'm excited for NFL. Yeah. If you have Apple TV already, that's fantastic. You can quad box it. I think you press and hold on what you want to watch, and it lets you select other things depending on the app. Not all apps have that, but I know Fubo and DAZN have it for sure. I don't think TSN has it, unfortunately. That would be clutch some nights. But anyways, that's it. Phoenix says, I got a free bonus bet on the score. I put money on the Eagles for tomorrow. Good or bad? Well, did I get I'm currently logged in to see if I got a free bet on the score. I did not. For your free bets, free bets are your good opportunities. So, I mean, whatever. Playing the Eagles is fine. Free bet, whatever. In future for free bets, obviously, if you're not like betting heavily, you think like the thought process is, I have a free bet here. Like, I want that to be my money, right? I want that money. So you try and play something more so safe, or like, you play like a money line. So in this instance, the Eagles are minus 125 in the score bet. But what you should be doing with your free bets, and listen, you're entitled to do whatever the hell you want with your money, or your virtual money in that case. Your maybe soon to be money. What you should do with that money actually is take a long shot, take a big swing. Nothing. You don't need to go crazy, but like essentially, you're free rolled there. If you lose, you're in the same position as you were. So for me, if you have a free bet, take a shot. Go for a big one. Go for a TD bet. Go for a first TD bet. Maybe not necessarily a parlay, but if you can find like a good, like, even if I don't really think you really need to be pay attention to that much of like a plus EV, but you can, go for like, maybe not a 400 time parlay. However, you can, because if you lose, you haven't lost any money. So free bets for me now are long shots. I would recommend doing the same, but yeah, if you're not betting them much, just want a bit of extra change. Yeah, go for a money line bet. Make the Brazil game tomorrow a little bit more enjoyable. That's how it be. Thank you all for joining. We get 905 Yada joining us. One of the members, been a member for over a year. Look at that lovely 12 badge. I'm sure, I hope that Thomas Perry joins there one day. But thank you again for returning here. We got, if I were to bet on that game, I would have done the same as you. So, hey, I have money on the Green Bay spread. I did it purely as the line looked like it was going to start to move towards +2. I got it at +2.5 at +100. So it looks like I have a good line. I don't have a strong opinion on how that game is going to go. Honestly, I think the Eagles will win, but I got a good number on the Packers. And in the end, I play the math more than I play myself, because the math knows more than I do about it. About to be that time of the year. We have MLB, NBA, and NFL. Yeah, this is really the prime time of the year. NFL's starting, NBA's starting, NHL's about to start, and MLB is about to get into playoff mode. So you have the best, like, respectfully, I'm not huge into watching baseball, but I love playoff baseball. So you have that alongside 3 other sports. If nobody else will watch darts except for me here, but that's ramping up and we're getting into like a season of major tournaments going on. Premier League just started. October really is the best time of year when it comes to sports. This is truly the best time of the year for the amount of sports we get. And it's been dead all summer, so we're starved for it, We are absolutely starved for it. Skywalking joining us, asking if I moved. Just temporarily at my parents' house for a couple weeks, house sitting / dog sitting while they're on vacation. So that's why the setup is a little bit different today. For anybody joining a little bit late and didn't hear me, or wasn't here for it earlier on. Let's see. Usually I would just 50-50 on roulette, bet half on black and red, and try then cash out. But this is a sports only bet. Well, if you're gonna do roulette, like roulette would be good. Just pick a number. Like, I wouldn't even do black or red. Just pick whatever number you're feeling. That would be a good way, I think, to use a free bet. Or like if it's like a $10 free bet, but you can use it like 10 $1 bets. Just make 10 like long shot bets. That's what I would think. You should always make sure. This should be like this. You got to do. Always make sure your free bet eclipses even money. So like, don't bet $10 free bet to win $9, for instance. Like, at least make it so you get the full $10 back. But I would say, go for like a plus 500. Go for a plus 1,000. Like usually when I get a free bet, I just look at Blue Jays home run props and I fire a home run prop. Bam, the kid lets it lock. Now, yeah, look at that. 21 months of membership status on the channel. That is phenomenal. Thank you so much, 95 Yada. 3 more months, and it's 2 full years. Unbelievable stuff. Truly, truly unbelievable stuff. And 95 Yada says, don't gamble, kids, unless it's a lock. No such thing as a lock. But listen, if I gamble pretty heavily, especially during the NFL and NBA season, just gamble responsibly. If you're gonna bet, this is a good time for this conversation. Do like open another bank account or open another like another savings account in your bank account. Put whatever $300 just for betting. Take $300 that you set aside specifically for betting. Use that $300 to fund your gambling, and if you lose all that money, you're done. You lost the $300. You know how much you lost. You know how much you had in it. Put however much, maybe $50 is what you're comfortable with for a whole season. Put $50 in a savings account. Use that $50 for betting. If you go bust and you lose all of it, you're done. That's it for you on the season. That's responsible gambling. But please try to do so as responsibly as possible. And setting a bankroll is one of the most important things that you can do. We are going to talk about gambling on the stream today as well because we're doing over and over. Spitting. It's only like doing sports betting content is my 9-to-5 job out here. I don't know how many months I have, but I'm happy I did subscribe. Makes me feel good. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad everyone's here. What are we at now? I haven't checked the sub figure in a little bit. We're probably at like 17.7. What are we saying? 17.7. Yes, sir. It's been a wild ride, man. Eventually, we're gonna be able to fill the entire Scotiabank Arena with the amateur army. I don't know how. Oh, sorry, I read that already. We're at 17.742. It's been a bit quiet the last month or so, in all honesty, but it's the dog days of summer. We're gonna be okay. We're gonna get through that. All right, guys. What do we got on the menu for today? So hard cutoff for me at 8 today because I'm going to watch. I've been watching football. I've been waiting months for this. It looks like you removed your own comment there, Phoenix. I didn't remove it. So it says message retracted, and it's 2 in a row that got retracted. That's strange. I don't know how that happened. Did I bet Raptors win totals? I didn't. I was thinking about it, but thanks for on the conversation of betting. I don't know why those got taken down. It wasn't me. It says it was retracted, which means you did it, but I don't think you guys did. Anyways, it doesn't look like it's a persistent issue. Regardless, I said to put your house as collateral instead of gambling safely. Yeah, that's what you should do for sure. Put your house down. I mean, if it's a law, I could put your house down. We are talking about betting. Let's dive into the win totals here. I wanted to go through every Eastern Conference team in this version of it. Go through their win totals, their over-under, and pick which side I would be on. And the Raptors is one that's been tempting to me in one direction, and we will get to that at a certain point throughout this. So let's jump into this. Starting with, we're just going to go in order based on, we're just going to go in order based on top to bottom that's listed here. We're using Bet99 to source our odds for this one here. Sign up to the Bet99 Sportsbook with the affiliate link that is in the description. If you're going to be betting on sports, NFL's starting, NBA's about to start, NHL's about to start. If you're betting on sports anyways, first of all, please do so responsibly. Second of all, if you're going to be betting on sports anyways, you may as well sign up through the affiliate link for amateur sports. You're going to do the betting you're going to do anyways, and you can support the show in the process. Plus, I would really appreciate it. But we're going to be using Bet99's odds here to find the win totals for Eastern Conference teams just in the order that we have here. I'm going to decide if I want to do the over or the under, and I'll give a little bit of a spiel as to why I think that is the case. First up on the list, just by chance, it is the New York Knicks, their regular season. You know what I should do as well? I'll try to guess what it's going to be before I click on it. I promise I didn't look beforehand. 52.5. First reaction to that is that feels like, I'm going to pull up last season's standings to kind of help gauge this, but that feels like a touch a touch high. The East is going to get a lot stronger. I guess the Knicks have gotten a lot stronger as well, but even so, they had a great year last year and finished with 50 wins. So for me, I think I got to say under here. And interestingly, the under is it's juiced to the over very slightly here, minus 120 on the over, plus 100 on the under. If I had to make a bet here, I'd be betting the under, but I think they're going to be pretty damn close to 52.5. I'll say they win about 51, 52, and therefore I take the under. Philadelphia 76ers, surely they got to be ranked higher than the Knicks. I feel like 53.5, that's pretty high. I'd take the under. You know, they probably will be a little bit lower. Let's go with 50.5 for the 76ers. They're 51.5. Okay. So based on where I had them there, 51, I said 50.5. You'd have to think maybe go with the under. Again, slightly juiced towards the over here for the 76ers. Their record won't be super indicative from last season to this season as far as how good they're going to be. But that does feel... It feels like a lot would have to go right for the 76ers to win 51.5 plus games. That's just a lot of wins. Like, if Embiid gets injured, are they going to be able to sustain that as well as they did? Are they going to be able to sustain that? Because they did very poorly at that last season. Again, I'm leaning a little bit towards the under on this one for the 76ers on their win total. Milwaukee Bucks, what would theirs be? 46.5, I'm going to guess. Oh, they're that high. Oh, wow. They're in the 50s. I'm taking the under. Not even really going to think about this one. Plus 105 on the under, too. I mean, that's three teams now. 52, 51, 51.5. Sorry, 52.5, 51.5, 51.5. We haven't even gotten to the Celtics yet. That's four teams that have to win 53-plus games. The Celtics are going to be like 57.5 on this thing. That's four teams that now need to win 53-plus games. Like last year, only two teams even got to 50. Like, there's a lot of parity in this league. That is a lot for the Bucks. They did win 49 last year, to be fair. So maybe I undersold them at 46. But to me, yeah, that's too high, man. I don't feel like the Bucks are going upwards right now. I don't like Doc Rivers as a head coach. I think Dame is slowly regressing. Brook Lopez has regressed a lot. Chris Middleton has regressed a lot. So for me, yeah, the Bucks are a sure thing. Not a sure thing, but I'm actually gonna probably after the stream play this under on the Milwaukee Bucks because I think that's just incorrectly priced. Orlando Magic, I didn't guess 47.5. If we're really going high here. That's high. Like the Magic last season in a miraculously good season. They were not expected to be this good. They won 47. And especially like if we're saying here, all these other teams are winning 50 plus, like that's just a lot of wins. I guess the bottom of the East, like Brooklyn and Washington and Detroit are free wins for a lot of teams. That's still a lot. I'd be happy to play the under there. Not as much as I'm happy on the Bucks, but I'm going to have to go under there. I know they're developing, but that's just a lot of wins for them. Go down to the Indiana Pacers. They'll probably be about 45.5, I'd guess. They're 46.5. I almost said that. 46.5. Again, it just feels like we are on the higher side here. Not everyone can be under, but I said, you know what? I guess 45.5. This is close. I don't like either side to actually bet for this one, but minus 105 for under 46.5. I'd probably go that direction. Okay, I'm gonna have to start coming up with some overs soon. Miami should be about 43.5. They're 44.5. Okay, based on how I'm spreading out the wins in this. I know I just said 43.5. If I had to choose, I mean, I'm getting minus 105. I said 43.5. I feel like a lot can go wrong for the Heat this season. They're a pretty thin roster. They are a pretty thin roster. I'd slightly lean under. on 44.5. But that's a pretty good line, in my opinion. Charlotte. I'll say 27.5 wins. 29.5. Where are all these wins coming from? 29.5. Like, that's a lot. There's no way I'm playing the over on Charlotte at that. That is a lot. Seriously. That's where are these wins coming from? I'm like shorting all of these, and I feel like all of these are way too high. This is insanity. I'm definitely playing the under on Charlotte there. At plus 105 as well. You're getting plus money. I would definitely play that. I'm gonna have to do some investigating after stream on some of these, man. Brooklyn should be about 23.5. Okay, so in my mind, there's no way to prove this. I was gonna say 19.5 for Brooklyn. Because but just the way this has been going, okay, I'll compensate and say too much. I was gonna say about 19.5. Okay, I'd play the over there. There's enough to say they can win. That is a very small amount of games. There's enough to say they can win that much. I think they can win 21 plus. So I'd play the over for the Brooklyn Nets. Not one I'd actually make though. Not one I'd actually make. Okay. Oh geez. Is that all? Okay, here we go. We got more here. Boston. Boston's going to be like 58.5. Oh, got it. Bang on. If I had to bet one way, I'll play the over on Boston. That team's too good. I hate to say it. That team is just too good on that. Let's invest. What's the chat saying about all this? About this. East is a lot of parity. I agree. There's a ton of parity in the East. But, you know, Tyler Hero's the worst starting backcourt in the NBA. Not sure I'd say worse, but yeah, I'm not super confident in that. 19.5 is low, guys. I think they're capable of losing that many games and only winning 19, but if I had to bet one way, I would back them to win, you know, a little bit more than that, if you know what I'm saying. Let's move on to, after the Celtics, we got the Cleveland Cavaliers. I'm going to tell you right now, whatever number I come up with, I probably will take the under for Cleveland. How much we gassing up Cleveland? Okay, I'll give them, they probably have it 47.5. 48.5. I'll play the under comfortably. Under 48.5 minus 105. I see them as a 45-ish win team. So 45, 46 wins. So I'd play the under there. I haven't felt as strongly about any of the teams on this list as I do the Milwaukee Bucks. So we'll see there. It was the Bucks. I felt like really confident about the Bucks. The Hornets as well were really high. Magic, maybe I could see it. But the Hornets, the Bucks are definitely ones I'm going to look at after the stream and see if I can find a banger price. Moving down to the Raptors. Here we are. The Toronto Raptors. I feel like whatever number is on here. So now I think the good teams have been really high on this for wins, and the bad teams, seemingly other than Charlotte, are really low. I feel like the Raptors are going to be pegged around, let's say 29.5. 30.5. That's tough. That's tough. 30.5. I think the Raptors are more than good enough to win 31 games or more. It'll just be if they tank or not. If they choose to tank, they can plummet under this. 30.5. Juiced heavily to the over, which will affect my decision here. I think this is a pretty sharp price. If I had to pick a side on this one, I wouldn't bet this. If I had to pick a side, I would go over and back my team. I think they're good enough to win that many games, but that's a sharp number. I wouldn't bet that personally, but hey, do what you want with your money. Washington Wizards, I'm going to guess they're at 21.5. Bang on 21.5. They suck, don't they? Man, they suck. They never learn to tank, though. They never really tank. I'll play over. I'll play over on the Wizards. Yeah, give me the over on the Wizards. Pistons, let's go 26.5. 25.5. Okay. I'll give them my over. I won't bet it. I'll give them my over. Is that it? We got the Bulls as well. Final team, I believe. Chicago Bulls. I saw it. 27.5. They're good enough to win more than 27.5 games. They are good enough. Oh, are they? Are they? What's the Chicago Bulls starting five? Levine is still there. I don't know if he'll be playing, but I don't like Giddey. But I feel like Giddey in a bigger role can at least do a bit better. Giddey, Kobe White, Zach James, Patrick, Nikola Vucevic. That's better than that's got to be above 27.5. I won't play that, but I like over 27.5 there. I actually might play. No confirmation on this. I actually might play the under on the Bucks and the under on the Hornets. The egregious prices there. Egregious price there, especially for bad teams with Cooper Flag potentially on the cards. Teams are going to be tanking. Well, so there you have it. For the bad teams, I feel like I've gone over on a lot. And for the good teams, I feel like I've gone under a lot. But I'm just betting on parity here with a lot of these decisions. So we'll see how this plays out. Let me know if I'm right or wrong on any of these. I'm just backing the parity of the NBA. I don't know what you guys think. Clear over if Jakob plays 70-plus games. I guess that's fair, but will he play 70-plus games? 38 games at best for the Raptors. I agree. If things go really well, 38 is attainable, but like the ceiling. What do you guys think about the Bucks? Are we in on the Bucks or what? Because I think that's way too high. I got you on the big screen on my phone. I wonder if you get two rays. I actually don't know either. But Milwaukee, what are we saying? Damian Lillard, Gary Trent, Chris Middleton, Giannis, and Brook Lopez. That's gonna leak points. That's just not gonna be a good defense. I don't think it can be. You think Middleton's on his way back? He did have a decent series against the Pacers. This team's got to be really healthy. They can score. They got to be healthy and they got to play defense. I don't know. That's a lot of wins, man. That's a lot of wins in a tough conference. I stand by. I stand by what I said. I might play the under after this. I have a public BetStamp profile that tracks my bets. betstamp.app/Jacob_Gramegna. If literally just because if I bet something, I'll track it there. You'll be able to see it. Bet.app/you/Jacob. If you feel like you want to see my bets, you can do so there. Because if I do bet the Bucks per se, I'll put it in there and you'll know. But we'll see. When they win 55 games, I'll bring the stream back. Feel free, bookmark it, and I might bet it. So I'll have my own bookmarks for it. But I don't know. I don't think so. I just don't think so. Alrighty, that will do it for that segment. Let's move into 52 wins for the Bucks. I'm not so sure. Let's move into the power forward tier list. So we've done the point guards, we've done the shooting guards, we've done the small forwards. Now it's time for the starting power forwards in the NBA. And because we're going by the depth chart, Scotty Barnes very likely the starting power forward for the Raptors. He's going to be a feature in this list. Where does he stack up against the best in this position? We are certainly about to find out. So, made my own tier list here. Just went through the ESPN depth chart and found who the starting power forward should be. Made amendments if I felt like it needed to be amended. But really, power forwards, I feel like it's kind of easy to tell who is going to be in that position, who is not. We're going to save Scotty Barnes for last year for, just to make you guys hang around a little bit more with me. But let's jump into it. Starting with Alex Sarr. Wow, we're not going to start. I think it's in reverse alphabetical order here, but we're not starting off too hot here. If preseason was any indication, we need some work here for the second overall pick. But he's mid. I mean, he's going into his first year. Summer League. You know, if you have a really good summer league, it doesn't mean much. You have a bad summer league, that might mean something. He has to prove something. Agreed. We're going to put him mid. Hendricks is a guy who was a sticking point for the Jazz. Sorry, I'm mixing him up with somebody else. But Hendricks, I don't know if he'll be starting at power forward. I actually would like to just double check who they have listed here because they have Markkanen listed as a small forward. Hendricks listed as a power forward. So feel free to tell me if you think they'll start somebody else. He's mid. Young guy, second year, going into his second year in the NBA now. He's got to prove something a little bit before we get there. They're just not there yet. They're young. They can get better, but at this point, they're mid. Keegan Murray's a bit tough. I really like Keegan Murray. I don't think we can put him in great because I think there are going to be some relatively great players there. I would be tempted to maybe move him up. Although one knock on Keegan Murray is some shooting splits. Like, he's so much better at home. If he was a little bit more consistent away, I think he'd be in the great tier, but maybe not quite yet. Very good complementary player. I kind of agree. He's on the cusp of great, but he's maybe not quite there. Jeremy Grant, he flies under the radar because he plays for Portland. You know, he likes getting his game time. He certainly likes the amount of money that he's making. Not sure if Portland love how much they have invested in him, but he's probably great. Like, he's probably great. You know, that's a 20-point per game score, decently efficient, good shooter. But is it all just he's on a bad team, he stacks up points? Let me look. Let me box score surf here. Like, for a while, like in Denver he was 12, then he went to Detroit and just got like all this extra game time and touches. But like, we've never seen him at this level on a good team. You know, it is pretty efficient. He's taken a bit of a step up with Portland. Would he be great? You know what? We'll think. I'll leave him there for now because 21 points per game is hard. 19 plus points per game in 4 straight seasons is difficult. I'll leave him there for now. I know he's not that good of a defender, but I will leave him there for now. We got blocked somebody here. God damn. Chat going wild here. All right. All right, next up, Paolo Banchero. Ooh. He's tough. We'll come back to him. I'm probably going to put him great, but that's tough. Jeremy Sohan. He's got to get a bit better, doesn't he? Is he good? He's better than these guys. I'll put him good, but I was tempted to put him mid. Kevin Durant is still a superstar. He is still a superstar in the NBA. We're not gonna argue that one, right? We're not gonna argue that. You want to put Paolo Banchero good? I'm not gonna do that. Kevin Durant's a superstar. Caleb Martin, he's good. He's a good role. He's a great role player, but he's a good player. A nice fifth man. Had that insane run in the NBA Finals and Conference Finals a couple years ago, but he's good. If you're better than good, you're not getting an $8 million contract, right? Good. Siakam is a star. Absolutely a star. We're not going to put him on the level of Kevin Durant, but Siakam's absolutely a star. A recent All-Star. He's made 2 All-NBA teams. That's a star in this league for sure. With a full season in Indiana, he could threaten another All-Star appearance if Indiana are on the right track. I'm not really thinking about that. Zion is close to being a superstar if he can be healthy, but he can't. They managed him last season minutes-wise and usage-wise, and therefore he's a star. He's definitely got superstar ability, but he's a star. We're not putting Zion Williamson on the level of Kevin Durant. A couple years ago, I think we're having that conversation, but that he wasn't healthy that year. He never is, and they kept him healthier by playing him, less usage, as I said, giving him less usage. So he's a star. Definitely superstar ability, though. Chet Holmgren. I'm not going to go too hard for Chet Holmgren here. He's great. He's great. Makes me feel like Jeremy Grant shouldn't be in this tier. Okay. Very good for Jeremy Grant. Very good plus. Maybe not quite great. Chet, amazing defender. We know that. Working on the shot, coming out of his first season. I think this is more than fair for a player going into his second season of playing. We're going to toss him there. Julius Randle, I go against, I was gassing up Siakam as this All-NBA, All-Star. Randle's done the All-Star stuff. I can't get with Randle in star. He's great, though. Yeah, Randle's great. I cannot put him in the good plus. I cannot put him as a star. Yeah, I agree. Right behind Chet is where I feel like Randle belongs. Giannis is a superstar. Giannis is so good, he flies under the radar because he's just way better than even some people think he is, even though he's fantastic. Superstar. Cat is great. Cat's more than great. I think Cat's a star. I would definitely have Cat above. Would I have him? He's in the middle because he's not a good defender. He wilts in bigger games. I think there's enough talent to push him above Chet and Randle, though. All-star caliber play last season. We'll give Cat the benefit of the doubt. I'll lean to star more than I lean to great for him. Nikola Jovic, I don't know. If I might be missing something, but honestly, how many teams does Jovic start for? I'm just going to do a quick box score surf to see. Obviously, he's more impactful he's more impactful than his stats might suggest. A 7.5 point per game player, though. Look, he's decently efficient. That's mid. He's not starting for a lot of teams. Yeah, I'll put him top of. He's better than. Is he that much better than Soren Hendricks? I'll leave him there. Patrick Williams, I don't really like him. He's good, though. He's not mid. He's good. No way he's better than that. I'll probably do it like this. He's decently efficient from three because nobody guards him. He's a decent defender. I don't rate him that highly, honestly. He got paid pretty well by Chicago, but I honestly don't rate him that highly. No. This is a tough one next. Jaren Jackson. Obviously, former Defensive Player of the Year. He really impressed me last season with all the injuries as a lead scorer. I didn't think he had it in him to be like a shot creator for himself, but he kind of does have it. He kind of does. He's on the cusp of a star. Y'all gotta help me out with Jaren Jackson. Am I crazy for thinking star? Or is this going to be great? Not a great dribbler. We're saying great, below star. Sorry if you hear my dog. Okay. I can say like near the top of great. I can get with that. He's close though. Maybe if he tightens up the handle, you're right. I think at this point, Banchero's up here. I don't want to overrate him too highly because I think that there's a bit of a Banchero craze right now, but he's higher probably. He's higher than these guys. I'd rather have Banchero than these guys for my team. He needs to get more efficient at the rim, and I think if he does, he's on like a big pathway to being like a higher tier star. But I think he's already there. If there was like a tier in between, I think Cat and Banchero would be there. But, is Siakam and Zion like miles ahead of Banchero and Cat? Probably not. So I'll have to put Banchero there. Kawhi is still a superstar. We Raptors fans, we know what Kawhi can do, right? We know what Kawhi can do. Absolutely. He's got to be there. I see some debates going on about Chet and Jaren Jackson. Like, we got to value defense, right? Like, these are two defensive player of the year caliber players. Jaren Jackson has won the award. Am I undervaluing defense too much? I just can't, I can't put him. I can't put Jaren, like, okay, let me consult a bit of the box score to sway me. Like, am I undervaluing his offense? There seemed like a consensus belief he should have been great. 22.5 points per game last season. Not efficient. So, he just got higher usage, essentially. He went up 4.5 field goal attempts per game. He's great. I can't do it. Can't do it. I'm going to keep him above Chet, though. I will keep him above Chet. Rui Hachimura, kind of overrated, but still, like, that's a high. Like, Jeremy Grant's good. Rui Hachimura's good. He's makes $17 million. He shouldn't be making $17 million. He's good. He hits his threes. Yeah, that's more or less the tier he belongs in. Jabari Smith, probably the same. Decent corner shooter for Houston, decent defender. Hasn't really ascended like his draft stock would have suggested. Jabari Smith is about there. Aaron Gordon's better than good. I really like Aaron Gordon. Very good defender. Perfect complementary player. That is like an extraordinary level of like a fifth man type of guy. He's more of like a fourth man. Switchable defender. Pivotal towards the success of the Denver Nuggets. Absolutely have to put him in the better than good tier, but not quite at the great level. Draymond Green. Oh, Draymond Green. He's lost a step. And for that reason, he's still got the brains, but for that reason, we got to put him here. He's not at this level anymore. He just isn't. I mean, he's not enough of a factor on offense. He's lost a step defensively. Tobias Harris, he gets hated on for that contract, and the Pistons also overpaid him. He ain't great, but he's not. He's better than good. Like, let's not shit on Tobias Harris too hard here. PJ Washington is just this, he hits his threes. He's lanky. He can play defense a little bit. He's right in this tier. A lot of the same type of player in this good tier here, complimentary tier here. So I think PJ Washington fits right in. Solid player, but had a good playoff run, but he's not on the great tier. I feel like the great tier you have to add a little bit more than just complimentary stuff. You got to be able to lead in a category, and whether it's offensively or defensively, or maybe excel as that shooter type guy. I feel like I'll keep him here. I feel like I could put him down. Miles Bridges, this is tough. He's a tough one to grade. I think we need a new category for him, actually. I don't think one fits here. I don't think we have a choice in this case. I feel like there's only one category that Miles Bridges fits. So there he goes. Evan Mobley, is he great? Is he great? I'd rather have Chet. I'd rather have Jaren Jackson. Y'all got to help me, Evan Mobley. You guys, what do you think? I would put him here. I think you could convince me to put him higher. I would put him here. Let me know. Jason Tatum's obviously a superstar. I'd rather have Giannis than him. I'd rather have KD. Tough. I think I'd rather have them too. That's tough though. What are we saying on Mobley? Below Julius is fine. Inefficient bet. So we're saying Jeremy is closer to Tobias than he is Draymond, Aaron Gordon. That's true. He's like, the inefficient. Yeah, he'll score, but he's a bit inefficient. He can score though. On a good team, we'll see. No, we are saying Grant is as good as Mobley. Okay, fair enough. We'll move Mobley up. Fair enough. Eric Gordon and Drea. Okay, I moved him up. Okay, here's where we are. I think we can go with that. I think that's better. Jalen Johnson, he's good. I think he'll be higher by the end of the season. He does a lot. I really like Jalen Johnson. I think he's on a good trajectory as a player. That's one for the Hawks to definitely build with. And then we go to Dorian Finney-Smith. Man, he's a good complementary piece. Really good defender. Probably like higher tier on the good side of things, right? I'd rather have Martin, I think, here. Yeah, that's how I do it. Final piece of the puzzle. Scotty Barnes. You could absolutely make a case Barnes had a better season than Banchero. I think Barnes is on a better tier than Mobley. Not sure if I can really say he's like comfortably above these guys or comfortably with these guys up here. What do we think? I want to give Scotty Barnes his flowers as a Raptors fan 100%. I don't want to be overly biased. Like 28 and 6 though. Pretty efficient as well. He's not a superstar. I think I'm going to have to put him above Powell and stick to my guns. Am I not gassing up Jalen Johnson enough? I'm happy to move him up. I'm happy to do that. I like him. I'm happy to put him here. All right, what do we think? Pretty well spread out, honestly. Bottom tier is a little bit lonely, but pretty well spread out here, honestly. How are we feeling on this one? I think that's it. Is Cat really that much better than Barnes? No. Is Siakam really that much better? No, he's not. I'm happy. This is it. We're gonna lock this one in. That's the list. What would you change? What would you change? You'd rather have Banchero and Scotty over Cat? Tough one. I'm gonna have to leave it as is. We locked it in. You could convince me, Noob, to go Banchero and Scotty over Cat. Maybe I'll give Cat the benefit of the doubt for the experience. I wasn't overly tempted to put. I was tempted. I wasn't like super invested in putting Jalen Johnson into better than good tier. So I'm moving them up, but I wasn't prepared to have him leapfrog. You know. Did I save all my other rankings? I don't think I did. I don't think I saved any of them. That was a mistake. All right. Jalen Johnson will be potentially great at the end of the season, honestly. I would buy... If it was a stock market, I would be buying some Jalen Johnson stocks. What time is it? 7:51. We're almost at the end of the road, ladies and gentlemen. 2 or 3 players, you switch categories. I mean, everyone's going to be... I think that's fine. You know, over like 2 or 3 off, I think that's fair from a subjective standpoint. Last thing I wanted to discuss, he's in the title. There was a discussion about Chris Bosh and why he left the Raptors. Chris Bosh talked about it after playing in Goran Dragic's farewell game. Farewell on a career having won no NBA silverware. That sucks, man. Guess you weren't good enough when you needed to be, Goran Dragic. But Chris Bosh was talked about his time when he left the Raptors. By the way, this site made me like whitelist them for ad block. Look at that shit. If you're not using an ad blocker, I don't know what y'all are doing. Now, granted, I don't blame you for using one on YouTube. I think as a creator on the platform, I think it'd be a little bit icky, for lack of a better term, to have ad block on for YouTube. So I do I do whitelist YouTube, as you can see up here. I watch ads on YouTube. It sucks, but I feel like as a creator, you gotta support other creators in the process as well. But anyways, I don't know how y'all don't have an ad blocker. If you don't, it's literally just Google ad block and just download it. Anyways, he talked about why he left the Raptors. Now, obviously, when a player leaves your team for whatever reason, and by the way, sorry, let's go back to. I'm not saying look. Whitelist so you can give me ad revenue. I completely understand when someone says I use ad block on YouTube. I'm just saying, as a creator, I don't think I should do that. Anyways, whenever a player leaves your team in free agency, you boo him when he comes back, right? But was Chris Bosh justified in leaving? Like, what was the Raptors roster? Like, Chris Bosh gave them a fair amount of time, right? It's a shame his career ended early, by the way. Oh, Chris Bosh, absolutely a top 5 Raptors peak. I have to agree there. Was an all-star. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 seasons in a row. Unfortunately, blood clots ended his career prematurely. 11 seasons in a row. This is very impressive. Took a bit of a more subdued role in Miami, playing as the third guy to D. Wade and LeBron, naturally. He even stayed after LeBron left and put up 21 points per game again. So, man, it is a damn shame his career got cut short, especially heading into this era here where, he was getting better as a three-point shooter, right? He was increasing his volume. Look, in his final season, he shot 4 threes a game, when for most of his career, he shot 1 or less threes a game. He was really shaping up to be an outstanding small ball 5 for the modern game. So a shame there. But let's look. Look, final year with the Raptors, 12th in MVP voting, an all-star. What did the team look like? One thing, actually, he didn't give the Raptors a ton of time because he signed 3 years after his rookie. He signed a 3-year deal as a pact with Braun, right? What was the team looking like in his final year with the Raptors, though? This is what I'm trying to see. Clicked on the wrong thing. Who was he playing with, essentially? Were they giving him a winning team to play with? Let's see. They signed Hedo Turkoglu, who was just horrible that year. They still had Nestorovic. Amir Johnson was there. He's pretty good. DeMar was getting started. Jose Calderon was still there. Bargnani was still there. I mean, he was 12th in MVP voting. They had a 40-42 record. Man, their over-under for the team was 40.5. So if you bet the over, you got fucking fucked on 40 wins. And they will. To be fair, they did win the last 2 games of the season, but I don't imagine they made the playoffs. Because it would say here, second in the Atlantic Division. Man, the Atlantic Division sucked for a while. The team wasn't that good, and he was really good. I can understand why Raptors fans would have been upset. He only played 3 years after the rookie deal, but he gave a lot of time to the team to try and fix up. But the reality was, they weren't that good. 33 wins the year before, 41-41, 47-35 here. They were good this year. Was this VC still? Was VC still here? No, Vince. Yeah, I was gonna say he was. That's in 04. 47 wins, pretty impressive for them. They lost in the first round though, as they did many times. I can really understand why Bosh would have felt like he should have gone somewhere else. It didn't really feel like. Yeah, would I have played with Andrea Bargnani and Jose Calderon, or would I have played with LeBron and D. Wade? Probably know what my answer would be. What would you guys have done, right? Think about that. I will say, had Bosh stayed, DeRozan got a lot better, which, there's no way of knowing. To be fair, the Raptors tried. They shut out Hito, who was in the NBA Finals the year before with the Magic. Did really well. Got a DPOY vote. He fell off a cliff with the Raptors. He wasn't good. And only played 1 year. He made the right call. Yeah. What I'm saying is I understand why he made the call. That's the point here. So I guess we'll give him shit, but yeah. Weather conditions. What's going on? I'm getting word here that the Thursday night football game that I've been looking forward to for months has been delayed until 8:40 due to weather conditions. What are the weather conditions? What is the scene with the Chiefs Ravens? Because I have bet on this game, and wow, lightning. Yeah. Okay. Oh, good news, guys. Taylor Swift has arrived for the game. Good news. Is it raining? If it's bad weather, then I might be a bit in trouble. It is raining heavily. 20-minute delayed kickoff. It looks like it's raining. Damn. I didn't bet the over, thankfully, but the Chiefs spread is now in more of a perilous situation, as are any receiving props, which I have also bet on. That's a shame. That's a damn shame. It is what it is. Should have checked the weather. Anyways, guys, NFL still going to be starting relatively soon. I've done my hour here. I want to thank you guys for tuning in, hanging out with your boy today. Really appreciate that. Next week, as far as the stream schedule is concerned, I should be here for the Tuesday and Thursday slot. So keep a lookout for that. Hope to see y'all at the next one. Hope to see y'all at the video tomorrow coming out on the channel. Enjoy the NFL. Enjoy the weekend.